I am Kai and my heart is different than yours.
In 2009, Kai was born. After he was born, we found out there was 5 things wrong with his heart. Because of that, he needed open heart surgery. He had his first open heart surgery when he was 9 days old. We lasted a good couple of years, and then on the eve of his 3rd birthday, we found out he needed a second open heart surgery. So we gave him over to the surgeons again for his second open heart surgery.
Kai's gonna need more open heart surgeries in the future, but as of right now, we're really enjoying his healthy lifestyle.
When I use these binoculars to look into the woods, I see more than just the woods. I see birds and trees, animals, nests, and I see things that are bigger and brighter. When I look into Kai's future with these binoculars, I see graduations, parties, weddings, all kinds of fun stuff. And I see hope.
Last October, after the MSU versus U of M football game, I went into sudden cardiac arrest. After that last crazy play of the game, I became unresponsive with no heartbeat. Matt performed CPR on me for approximately 10 to 12 minutes, and he called the EMT. I was rushed to the hospital and put into a medically induced coma for around 3 days. When I look through these binoculars, I see my graduation in December, and I see our wedding next July. I have a healthy and happy future, and I see hope.
So the day was April 11th, 2011, and I suffered a cardiac arrest. We were at the trainer working out together, had just warmed up, and the trainer asked us if we were ready to go. I stood up, and all of a sudden I had this terrible feeling in my stomach, and without warning, I blacked out completely. And by the grace of God that my trainer knew exactly what was happening, he ran and got an AED and brought that down and administered a shock to my heart, which allowed it to start beating again. When I came to, the EMTs were standing around me asking me questions. Do you know what day it is, Mr. Cook? Do you know who the President of the United States is? And I couldn't answer it. And at that moment, that was as scared as I had ever been. And then I looked over and I saw my wife, and she was smiling. And an EMT noticed it, and he said, well, look, I think he notices someone over there. Who is that? And I said, well, that's my lovely bride. It was the first words I got to say after I had come to. And so I say that because I love my wife very dearly, but more importantly, I like to remind her periodically when I'm in the doghouse that I did say that. And so the research and education that you're funding tonight will leave a legacy of health and will prevent others from experiencing what we had to experience. When I look through these binoculars, I see a future that includes weddings and birthdays and graduations and special moments. I also see a community that has the potential not to have to fear the devastation of heart disease and heart attacks and strokes. Since that fateful day in April, we've paid a lot more attention to our bucket list. We drove Ferraris through the wine vineyards in Italy. We took a sunrise hot air balloon. We got to watch our sons buy their first homes. I got to say goodbye to my dad. And I get to hold your hand at this moment.